Hi, folks. Today I'm going to tell you about uh, the essence of keeping documents and reporting. Actually, I'll tell you a little incident that's happened, and I'm sure you'd be able to gauze better about what you need to do. There was a tenant of mine who was in Dwarka, and he had actually done fraud. And because he had done fraud, he ran off because the police had got to know about it and they had raided the premises. But before that, he had got to know that I don't know how he got to know about it, but he fled the scene. So I got a call from the police that your presence is required. So I said, fine, it's my premises. I've rented it out. Let's see what happens. So he said, no. I said, what's the matter? So they said, no, you have to come over here. Let you know. So I went over there. So, I had all the documents. Thank God I had all the documents with me. So I went there and asked me, like, have you done the police verification of your tenants? And I said, yes, I've done the verification. Here are all the documents. Here's the hard number. Here's everything. And, I can tell you one thing that if I had not got that done, the police would have shifted the blame on me because that's what they're best at. Because they want to, come clean of their responsibility or of their obligation towards society and pass on the buck because that way they are the safest. And all my the guy who the property dealer who had you know who knows me. I know him. He's a very nice guy, but again he was like if he was in my place and he would have not got it done, they even called him up. So the property dealer was shaken up badly. And then when I went over there, he was like, this guy has done fraud. So I asked him, what can I do? He's like, I've given the verification, you verified it, you've stamped it, you've given the papers to me, and you said that, this is a bona fide person, so I rented out the premises to him. Now, it's not my fault, it's your fault. That you were not, they did not check the Aadhaar number. That's how careless Indian police is. That in police verification, it does not check the Aadhaar number. They just stamp it and give it to you. So I said, it's your fault. You get it done. And because, my father, because property builders are also like that. We have an ongoing case of deceit in one of the societies. So I know, what these people will say is that this is a fraud case. So if it's a fraud, it's a civil case. If it's a civil case, then you have to go to court. And if you have to go to court, then from there on the action happens. Okay, so I know all this. So when I went to the police station, I said, okay, what's the matter? He said, oh, it's a fraud. So it's not a criminal case, I told him. It's a civil case. If it's a civil case, don't you know what has to happen? I told him that you are the policeman. If something has happened, then it's a civil case. Proceed accordingly. Right? But if you were in my place and if had not got the documents, you would have been the number one culprit. The police would have said it's the landlord's fault, and you would have been unnecessarily harassed and you know been in big time trouble. So always remember the Punjab police, कागज दुरुस्त काम सुस्त पर कागज दुरुस्त. That even if the work is at a lesser place, even like it's lazy, if the work is being done lazily, that's fine, but the documents and everything has to be perfect. So that's number one thing. The second thing I want everybody to know is that you people complain a lot about a lot of things that have happened to you, but I just want to ask you, do you have any document or any letter to anyone to prove that some bad thing has happened? Because at the end of the day, if you have one document and one document has been reported, then there is a evidence that you have. Otherwise, if you say orally anything to anybody, it in the court of law or in any law, it does not count. So kindly, if you are into a problem, please get your documentation correct. That this is the problem, it was reported on that date, it's reported on this date, there is a mail trail, everything, because that's what counts. The Indian police is with the habit of, you know, trying to get all the information. They do not want to work on the case. If they work on the case, then it's your very, very good luck, but it's a probability. The onus is on you to provide them with all the facts and figures. And once the facts and figures are there, or you have to go to the court. Once the court gives the orders, then only they will act. Otherwise, they do not, most of the time, they do not help the victim. And, its justice becomes a really, really tedious task. Even in companies, I've seen many a times when people resign. So they go to the other company. Let's say Lady X, or let's say Lady X resigns from company A. She goes to company B, right? And when she joins company B, company A informs that this female is not right for the position or something of that sort. And again, I say this because Indian companies are really, really tricky. They do not tell the complete truth. They will always hide details of people so that the other person does not get a job or he is been put in the wrong light, and such things do happen. So if you're resigning on a wrong note, maybe XYZ issues, please get your documentation right so that the next job you do with company B, if company A informs company B, you have the document with you that this is the reason why I resigned. Be very clear, get your documentation right. And I hope my advice helps people so that they can lead a better life, because what I have been through, I've understood the system, you know so maybe I'm just a key, or maybe a zaria to for people that they not get into trouble. you know I'm sure this would help you. And if there's anything you need to know, uh, do comment, or you can always call me. Thanks and take care. Jai Shri Krishna. Radhe Radhe.